The fall back to Earth is a cataclysm in itself, an impact that shakes the ship to its very core. In the chaos, even a small impact can be critical, starting a chain reaction of system failures. Fire meets water. A blaze erupts on the deck of the other ship, a beacon of distress in the ash-filled twilight. The helicopter pilot's report changes everything. The discovery of the new island instantly shifts the mission's focus. The ground shakes violently. The very rock around them begins to crumble. The canyon is coming down. On the calm, sunlit stage of the Pacific, the pieces are set for a global chess match, each side projecting untouchable power. The opposition appears as ghosts on the horizon, their forms designed to cheat radar, hiding immense power in plain sight. High above, the pilots engage in a silent dance of intimidation, testing the limits of nerve and machine. The unblinking eye of a drone watches from the stratosphere, a silent observer in a game where information is everything. Two commanders, separated by miles of ocean, stare at the same map, each trying to predict the other's next move.
Captain, I'm detecting minor seismic tremors. Unusual frequency.
Is it a submarine?
Negative, Captain. The source is very deep.
Nature sends its first subtle warning, a panicked migration, an instinctual retreat from a danger man cannot yet see. The first visible sign of the approaching chaos appears
Captain,
not as an enemy ship, but as a darkening of the sky.
Fast.
On satellite displays, the true enemy reveals itself, a storm of unimaginable scale, turning to intercept them all.
All squadrons return to the ship. Seal the watertight doors. Prepare for the storm.
On the windswept deck, the crew scrambles against the rising gale, securing their billion-dollar assets against nature's fury. On the other side, the same desperate preparations are underway. The storm makes no distinction between flags. For a pilot, landing on a carrier is the ultimate test. Landing on one pitching in a hurricane is nearly impossible. A controlled crash, a sigh of relief. The last piece is brought home just as the board is about to be wiped clean.
Captain, the tremors are getting stronger. They coincide with the storm's center.
Impossible! What is happening down there?
The sky turns black. The sea rises up in liquid mountains. The ships are no longer on the ocean. They are inside it. From this perspective, the most powerful warships in the world are just toys, tossed about in a bathtub. Inside the steel hulls, the groans of the ship become the only soundtrack to the escalating emergency. The planet's magnetic field begins to fluctuate. Compasses spin wildly. The fundamental laws of navigation are breaking down.
Captain, a massive seismic event. Right beneath us.
In the abyss, the planet's crust gives way. A wound opens in the Earth, unleashing a power dormant for millennia. The ocean itself boils. A column of superheated steam and ash erupts into the sky, punching a hole through the hurricane. In an instant, the digital nervous system of the fleets is severed. Every screen goes dark. Every radio goes silent. The lights of a billion-dollar warship are extinguished like a candle, plunged into a primal darkness pierced only by emergency lights. A warship, designed to withstand incredible punishment, is tossed aside like a leaf in the wind. Deep underwater, a submarine's crew fights against the crushing pressure and a complete loss of control.
All ships, act independently. Survival is top priority.
Break formation! Scatter! Avoid collision at all costs!
The carefully arranged formations scatter, a desperate, disorganized retreat from the epicenter of the cataclysm.
Captain, that's not a wave. It's a wall.
It is not a wave. It is a moving cliff of water, an unstoppable force of nature sent to cleanse the board. There is no running, no hiding. The only option is to face the Leviathan head-on and pray the engineering holds. The moment of impact. The ocean itself seems to fall from the sky, swallowing the massive carrier whole. For a single terrifying moment, the laws of physics seem to hold their breath as the vessel is lifted into the air. The fall back to Earth is a cataclysm in itself, an impact that shakes the ship to its very core. The stealth destroyer, smaller and more agile, is completely submerged, vanishing beneath the waves before fighting its way back to the surface. A submarine, built for the depths, is violently thrown towards the surface, its crew experiencing forces beyond human endurance. In the immediate aftermath, two small vessels, blind and confused, find each other in the gloom and do the only thing they know how. Automation takes over. In a world without human guidance, the machines carry out their last orders with brutal efficiency. A direct hit. In the chaos, even a small impact can be critical, starting a chain reaction of system failures. Fire meets water. A blaze erupts on the deck of the other ship, a beacon of distress in the ash-filled twilight. The ocean intervenes once more, a second wave tearing the two combatants apart, ending their duel as abruptly as it began. The camera pulls back to reveal the true scale of the aftermath, a graveyard of debris stretching to the horizon. A single empty life raft floats aimlessly, a silent testament to the overwhelming power of the event. But from the heart of the destruction, something new rises, a permanent scar on the face of the planet, a new territory. The dawn brings no comfort, only a sickly yellow light filtered through a sky choked with volcanic ash. Amid the wreckage, the human spirit endures. The crew begins the slow process of recovery. In moments like these, ranks and roles dissolve. There are only shipmates bound by a shared ordeal.
Captain, we've lost all contact with 3 ships. Save who we can. Search for the rest.
A single helicopter lifts off, a fragile scout sent to survey a world that has been completely transformed. From the air, the pilot witnesses a scene of humbling devastation that no simulation could ever prepare him for. A flash of color amidst the gray debris, a sign of life. A rescue mission begins. As they approach, they realize the survivors are not their own. They are the adversary. The pilot is faced with a question that has no place in a military rulebook. He asks for guidance.
Viper. Rescue them. That's an order.
The rescue harness is lowered, a bridge between two worlds that, just hours before, were on the brink of conflict. In the face of annihilation, the uniforms they wore suddenly meant nothing. There were only survivors.
He needs bandages now. Hurry up!
An officer from one side watches over an officer from the other, both sharing only the fatigue of survival.
Captain, you're not gonna believe this. There's an island. A whole new island.
Pinpoint the exact location. This land isn't on any map.
Miles away, the opposing commander receives the same information and reaches the exact same conclusion. The race is on. The two wounded fleets, battered but not broken, begin a slow, determined crawl toward the new prize. A Marine unit prepares to deploy. Their new mission, to be the first to set foot on uncharted territory. On the other side, a Special Forces team readies their own boats. The objective is identical. The first boat is away, carrying the hopes and strategic imperatives of its nation into the unknown. The second boat launches moments later, a mirror image of the first, heading for the same black sand beach. The final race is not between billion-dollar carriers, but between two small boats and a handful of brave individuals inside. The island is a hostile, alien landscape, a primordial world still steaming from its own violent birth. First boots on the ground, The American team secures a beachhead and pushes inland. Elsewhere on the island, the Chinese team makes its own landing, moving with quiet, disciplined efficiency. The terrain is surreal and treacherous, a petrified forest coated in a thick layer of gray ash. From a high vantage point, the Chinese team surveys their new domain, searching for any sign of the other party. The American team leader discovers tracks in the ash. They are not alone. The tension instantly ratchets up. The Chinese commander spots them through his binoculars. The hunt has begun. The American team enters a narrow canyon, a natural choke point. The tactical risk is immense. The Chinese team takes up positions above. They have the perfect ambush position. A finger hovers over a trigger. The American leader halts his team. A gut feeling. A soldier's instinct telling him something is wrong. A geothermal vent erupts, separating the two teams with a wall of scalding steam. The perfect ambush is spoiled by the battlefield itself, forcing both sides to scramble for cover. Through the dissipating steam, the two team leaders lock eyes for the first time. For a long moment, they are frozen in a standoff, two apex predators realizing they are trapped in the same cage. The ground shakes violently. The very rock around them begins to crumble. The canyon is coming down. Ideology is forgotten. Strategy is abandoned. There is only a single shared instinct: run. They escape just as the passage collapses, a shared near miss that changes the dynamic completely. In the open, they face each other again, exhausted, covered in dust, but alive. A simple gesture. The American leader lowers his weapon, a sign that this fight is not winnable. For a moment, they are no longer adversaries, but simply a handful of people stranded on a violent, unpredictable world.
Understood. The top priority is to bring everyone back safely.
Everyone.
Cooperate with them to ensure safety. That is an order.
The two fleets, once poised for conflict, now coordinate in a fragile, unspoken alliance to escape the danger zone. The island sits alone in the ocean, a silent monument to the day nature reminded humanity of its true place. The pilot takes one last look, knowing this strange new land will forever alter the balance of power. The game hasn't ended, it has simply been reset.